Hi guys, welcome to another beer review. Apologies about the microwave in the background. Just making myself some, what's it called? Pumpkin soup. And I'm just roasting off some pumpkin and carrots and onions and garlic. And then I'm gonna, yeah, you don't want to know that. So, today's beer is another one from Köstritzer as part of the Meisterwerke range. I think it's the Meisterwerke range, unless that's on all of the beers. And it's been quite a while since I've had the Schwarzbier, which is a really nice one actually. And yeah, that's widely available. I'm not sure about the availability of these beers that they've been doing. Maybe they'll find their way outside of Germany, but I'm not too sure. But today we have the Pale Ale, which is clocking in at 7% ABV. That's sort of, I don't know why, it reminds me of more of like an IPA-esque quality to it. But yeah, the ingredients are Pilsner malts, Munich malts and caramel malts, and these hops are Citra, Cella, is that? No, Delta, Hallertau Blanc, and Galaxy, as well as Calypso, or is that, yeah. So yeah, interesting selection of hops, a couple there that I'm not too familiar with. Yeah, nicely laid out. I like the look of these bottles as well. Got a nice label on the neck, and there is the crown. Inspired from traditional ale beers, I think that's what that translates to roughly. So it's interesting to see what this is like. The only thing that I can really compare this to so far would be Bex's attempt at trying to get into the craft market, because they also do a pale ale as with like a red lager, or I think they call it a red ale. So not too much going on in terms of can and smoke. Smells good on the neck. Let's give it a pour into the Köstritzer glass. Like I said in the last review, got a box of 3 beers and it came with one of these glasses. So buying the box and getting a glass is, yeah, paying for itself. The red lager wasn't that great, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't bad. And I think together they've more than, you know, you've got your money's worth there straight away. So hopefully the pale ale will definitely make this worth it. There's also a wit beer, which I'm saving till last. But yeah, poured that a little bit stupidly, and as you can see, that's a nice copper colour. That's relatively clear. There's an ever so slight hint of haze in there, which is probably a little bit of chill haze, I'm not too sure. But yeah, nice amounts of carbonation, nice and slow. And that poured with about 3 fingers worth of ever so off-white fluffy head. And yeah, to me, I don't know why, but that looks more like an IPA to me. Sort of reminds me of the Spital Manufaktur stuff. The Pale Ale reminds me of an IPA, and the actual IPA reminds me of a double IPA. Who cares really? If the beer's good, it's good. So, looks good, let's give it a proper sniff. You definitely pick up those hops there, but they are slightly muted. You definitely get a citrusy kick from those hops. That candied sugar, Rantries fruit pastel, jelly sweet sort of characteristic. Like candied sugar, almost. It's a little bit fruity, quite piney actually. Not a dank beer by any stretch. But it's got like a summery sort of vibe to it. But then you get like a very slight toffee caramel malty kick as well. So it's not a complete fruit bomb, it's not a complete hophead's wet dream, it's a nicely balanced aroma. It's not proper English beer. It just, I don't know, maybe a little bit more of a kick on the nose, for my tastes anyway. It's got this sort of like sherbety sourness to it as well, but ever so slight. The predominant aroma for me would be a sort of like an orange or a tangerine maybe, but it smells good. The aromas you get in there are nice, and that head is definitely there to stay. So let's see what it tastes like. Prost. bitter straight away. Not too sure what the IBUs are on this one, don't think it actually says. But yeah, it's a little bit more bitter than some of the other pale ales that I've had. It's not offensive on the palate though. It's not an unwelcome flavour. But it's definitely there. Bitter kick right from the front all the way to the back. And leaves you quite dry actually. Yeah, it's got a really unique drying sensation which I've never really had with a pale ale, to be honest. Getting like those chewy malts in there as well. And it does kind of taste like an IPA to me. Not really that fruity, although you get, you know, the usual suspects of grapefruit, lychee. There's like slight tropical hints in there as well, like a mango almost. And then you get that nice hop character, which is slightly floral, almost medicinal. But it's a very, very nicely balanced beer. It's just maybe playing it a little bit too safe. I said in my red lager review that, well, pretty much the same. It's like they've, fair play to them trying something new, but it's as if they're really quite aware of the fans of the brewery, the Schwarzbier, the Kellerbier and the other beers that they do. So they don't want to alienate people. That's what I'm getting from this one. It's not really going to appeal to the, you know, the really crafty guys out there. But if you're in Germany and there's really no like craft bottle shops around and you came across this in a supermarket and you wanted a little bit of a hoppy kick, it's definitely got that there. I've definitely tried worse craft pale ales. I've tried worse British pale ales back in England, which is that way evidently. It's just lacking that little bit of character, that little bit of oomph. But again, not a bad beer, nicely crafted, got a nice mouthfeel, very sessionable, very drinkable. Maybe from, aside from some slight warming sensation as it goes down, you're not picking up that 7% ABV. And yeah, it's not bad. I like this a little bit better than the red lager, so I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. It's ever so nearly pushing onto an 8. It's recommendable to give a try, but if there are, you know, other pale ales around, then definitely give it a go. It's a little bit more bitter and a little less fruity than what I remember the Beck's pale ale to be. So if you like your fruitier pale ales, you might want to go for that one. But if you're an IPA fan, this to me tastes, looks and smells a bit more like an IPA. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10, still a fairly good score. It's definitely an above average beer, it's not a boring beer. It's just, you want them to do a little bit more. And yeah, 2 beers out of 2 and a glass. Yeah, this kit, I'm not upset that I paid €5 for this. I've got 3 bottles of 500ml beer, I've got a glass, and yeah, maybe the fact that this goes out of date. I know this one actually has a shelf life until next year, till February, so it may be a little bit more fresher than the red lager. And you're not getting that sort of like faded sensation with those flavours. I think what is there is there. And yeah, not bad at all. So 7.5 out of 10. So thank you guys for watching. If you've tried this beer or any of the other beers from this brewery, whether it's the, you know, more popular ones, then let me know your thoughts and opinions. Check out my Köstritzer playlist down below. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, Twitter if you haven't done so already. And more importantly, I hope you will join me for another beer review and hopefully give me a subscribe, a like and a share on that sort of stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all next time. Cheers guys.